Hello, welcome back everyone to the Linguasphere Academy Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam, right here with you. So glad you're with us again.
You know, Sam, I was looking at some old photos the other day, and I mean old, photos from when I was a kid, and I started thinking about all the things I used to do.
Oh, I love looking at old photos. What did you find?
There was one of me with this ridiculous bowl haircut, the kind your mom gives you in the kitchen, and I was wearing these bright red shorts. I looked like a little tomato.
A tomato. We all have those photos.
And I remembered that I used to ride my bike everywhere. Every single day after school, I'd jump on my bike and ride around the neighborhood until the streetlights came on.
That's a beautiful memory. And you know what? You just used used to perfectly. I used to ride my bike everywhere.
Did I? I wasn't even thinking about it.
That's the thing about used to. It's so natural for talking about past habits, things we did regularly in the past but don't do anymore.
Today, our topic is talking about past habits with used to. We're going to learn how to use this simple but powerful structure to talk about the way things were.
We'll cover how the form used to, when to use it, how to make negatives and questions, and lots of examples from real life.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to share your own memories and talk about how things have changed.
As always, we'll speak clearly and keep it friendly. This is like sitting with a friend, looking at old photos and sharing stories.
So, get comfortable. Let's start with the most basic question. What is used to?
Used to is a structure we use to talk about past habits or past states that are no longer true.
Things we did regularly in the past but don't do now, or things that were true in the past but aren't true now.
For example, I used to play football every weekend. That means in the past, I played football regularly, but now I don't.
She used to have long hair. That means in the past she had long hair, but now she doesn't.
They used to live in the city. In the past, they lived in the city. Now they live somewhere else.
Notice the pattern. Subject plus used to plus base verb.
It's always used to, not used to. The D is important, even though in speaking it often sounds like used to.
In fast speech, it often sounds like I used to. But for now, let's practice the clear pronunciation.
Now, let's learn when to use used to. There are two main situations.
First, past habits, things we did regularly in the past.
I used to walk to school every morning. That was my habit.
I used to call my mother every Sunday. That was his routine.
We used to go to the beach every summer. That was a family tradition.
Second, past states, things that were true in the past but aren't true now.
She used to be shy. That was her personality, but she's not shy now.
I used to have a dog. That was true, but now I don't.
They used to live in that house. That was their home, but they moved.
Now let's talk about how to make negative sentences.
To make used to negative, we use didn't used to. Notice when we use didn't, the D on used disappears. It becomes use.
I didn't used to like vegetables. In the past, I didn't like vegetables. Now I do.
She didn't used to exercise. In the past, she didn't exercise. Now she does.
We didn't used to have a car. In the past, we didn't have a car. Now we do.
Let's practice the pronunciation. I didn't used to. She didn't used to. We didn't used to.
Now let's talk about how to make questions with used to.
To make questions with used to, we use did you used to.
Did you used to play football? Asking about a past habit.
Did she used to live here? Asking about a past state.
Did they used to be friends? Asking about a past relationship.
Let's practice answering these questions. Did you used to play football?
Yes, I did. I used to play every Saturday.
Did she used to have long hair?
No, she didn't. She always had short hair.
Notice the short answers. Yes, I did. No, she didn't.
Now, let's learn some common topics we talk about with used to.
Childhood habits. I used to collect stamps. I used to watch cartoons every morning.
School days. We used to have a strict teacher. I used to hate math.
Where we lived. I used to live in a small apartment. We used to have a big garden.
Appearance. She used to have curly hair. He used to wear glasses.
Food. I used to love pizza. I didn't used to like vegetables.
Daily routines. I used to wake up at 6 a.m. We used to have dinner together every night.
Relationships. We used to be best friends. They used to argue a lot.
Now, let's practice a longer conversation. I'll ask you questions about your past, and you answer using used to.
Okay.
So, Sam, what did you used to do after school when you were a kid?
I used to go to my grandmother's house. She lived nearby, so I'd walk there after school. She always had cookies waiting for me.
That sounds lovely. Did you used to have any hobbies?
I used to collect seashells. Every summer, we'd go to the beach, and I'd spend hours looking for the perfect shells. I had a whole collection.
What happened to the collection?
I don't know, actually. I think I gave it away when I was a teenager. I used to be really into collecting, but I grew out of it.
Did you used to have any pets?
Yes, I used to have a goldfish. His name was Bubbles. Very original, I know. He lived for about 3 years.
That's a good life for a goldfish.
What about you, Alex? What did you used to do?
I used to play football every day after school. We'd play in the park until it got dark. My mom used to call me home for dinner.
Did you used to watch any TV shows?
Oh, yes. I used to watch cartoons every Saturday morning. I'd wake up early just to watch them. I didn't used to like any other shows, just cartoons.
That's so relatable. I used to do the same thing.
See how natural that conversation is? Just two people sharing memories.
Now, let's talk about the difference between used to and would. This is a common question.
Both used to and would can talk about past habits.
But there's a difference. Used to can talk about past habits and past states. I used to have a dog. State. I used to play football. Habit.
Would can only talk about past habits, not states. I would play football, habit, but not I would have a dog. That doesn't work.
So, if you're talking about a state, something that was true but not an action, use used to. I used to be shy, not I would be shy.
If you're talking about a repeated action, you can use either. I used to play football, I would play football. Both are fine.
In conversation, used to is more common. It's simpler and works for everything.
Now let's talk about how to talk about things that didn't change. Sometimes we want to say that something has always been true.
For that, we use the present tense, or always with the present perfect. I've always loved music, not I used to love music, because that would mean I don't love it now.
I've always been a morning person, not I used to be a morning person, because that would mean I'm not now.
So be careful. Used to means it's no longer true.
Now let's practice making sentences about our childhood.
I'll start. I used to have a bunk bed when I was little. My sister slept on the top bunk. I used to think she was so brave. I was too scared to sleep up there.
I used to have a treehouse in my backyard. My dad built it for me when I was 7. I used to spend hours up there reading comic books. I used to think it was the tallest thing in the world. Now I look at it and it's tiny.
That's the thing about memories. Everything used to feel so big.
Now let's learn some common mistakes with used to.
Mistake number 1, using the wrong form. I used to play football. That's incorrect. It's I used to play.
Mistake number 2, using used to for present habits. I used to wake up at 7 a.m. every day. If you still wake up at 7 a.m., that's not correct. Use present simple.
Mistake number 3, forgetting to drop the D in negatives and questions. I didn't used to is incorrect. It's I didn't use to.
Mistake number 4, using used to for single events. I used to go to Paris last year. That's not a habit. Use past simple. I went to Paris last year.
Mistake number 5, confusing used to with be used to. They're different. Be used to means be accustomed to. I am used to waking up early means I'm accustomed to it now.
Good point. Used to, past habit, versus be used to, accustomed to. Different structures, different meanings.
Now, let's learn some useful phrases for talking about the past.
When I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to play outside until dark.
Back in the day, a casual way to talk about the past. Back in the day, we used to listen to music on cassette tapes.
I remember when we used to have a garden in the backyard.
Things have changed so much. I used to walk to school, but now everyone gets dropped off.
Those were the days. A nostalgic phrase. Those were the days. We used to have so much fun.
Now, let's practice a conversation about how things have changed.
You know, Sam, when I was a kid, we used to play outside all day. Our parents would just tell us to be home before dark.
Same here. We used to ride our bikes everywhere. There was this big field behind our house where we used to play football.
Now kids spend so much time on their phones. I didn't used to have a phone until I was a teenager.
Me neither. We used to call our friends on the house phone, and you had to hope no one else was using it.
Yes, and you used to have to memorize phone numbers. Now I don't even know my own number.
Things have definitely changed, but some things stay the same. I still love spending time outside.
Me too. Some habits stick with you.
Now, let's talk about how to use used to in stories. This is where it really shines.
When you're telling a story about the past, used to sets the scene. It tells the listener what life was like before the story happened.
For example, when I was young, we used to live in a small town. There used to be a little bakery on our street. I used to go there every Saturday with my grandfather. He used to buy me a donut, and we used to walk to the park. Those are some of my favorite memories.
See how used to creates the background? It tells us what was normal, what was routine. Then the story can happen.
Now, let's bring back Maya. Maya is sharing memories with a friend.
Maya's friend asks, "So, Maya, what did you used to do for fun when you were little?"
Maya thinks for a moment. I used to play with my cousins every weekend. We used to build forts in the backyard. We used to pretend we were explorers.
That sounds like so much fun. Did you used to have any pets?
Yes, I used to have a cat named Cleo. She used to follow me everywhere. I used to talk to her like she was a person.
I used to do the same with my dog. Did you used to have a favorite toy?
I used to have this stuffed rabbit. I used to take it everywhere. I didn't used to be able to sleep without it.
What happened to it?
I still have it. It's in a box somewhere. I used to think I'd keep it forever, and I did.
Now, here's your challenge for this week.
Write or record 3 sentences about your past using used to.
Think about, what did you used to do for fun? Where did you used to live? What did you used to eat? What did you used to be afraid of? What did you used to want to be when you grew up?
For example, I used to ride my bike everywhere. I used to be afraid of the dark. I used to want to be an astronaut.
Then come back and tell us in the comments, what did you used to do?
We read every comment. Your memories make us smile.
Remember, used to is your friend for talking about the past. It's simple, it's useful, and it makes your English sound natural.
So go ahead, share your memories. The things you used to do are part of who you are.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We'll be back next week with another topic.
Until then, keep remembering, keep sharing, and keep using used to.
And hey, before you go, if this episode brought back good memories, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it means we can keep making these warm, friendly episodes.
Yes, please. And leave us a comment. Tell us one thing you used to do when you were younger.
We read every comment. Your memories make our day.
Subscribe, comment, share. It helps more people share their stories.
Thanks again, everyone. Now go remember the good old days.
Bye.